Should you get and build Executor Alter? Short answer, probably yes. Long answer, this entire video.
随分と変わりましたね、ドクター。任務開始。作戦目標のご確認をお願いします。
Most confuse Arturia's arts as tampering with cognition and mental faculty. But I know the fact is just the opposite. Arturia is interested only in the truest emotions, and cares not for where these emotions lead.
Saint Federico Giallo is a professional executor of Laterano Notarial Hall, who is currently collaborating with Rhodes Island under the codename Executor, and also the distant cousin of Operator Virtuosa. A man in his 20s who has been recently, and unexpectedly, granted the title of saint by Pope Evangelist XI, the most honored title in Laterano akin to a pope. According to Calci, it seems the Pope has predicted a calamity that would befall Laterano or even this whole land. And it seems Federico canonization is an act of a countermeasure that would lead the Laterans through that calamity. And it appears Federico won't be the last of this unconventional saint we will see in the near future. Although granted the title of a saint, but there seems to be no particular impact on his work as an executor. If anything, he seems to have questioned a lot of things after his first mission after becoming a saint. And he did get a new uniform and now dual wielding to increase the badassery. Also got a very mysterious drone given by the Pope. Despite getting an altar, it appears he still has that girl magnet within him. Although it seems Lateran Curia girls have a different opinion about him. Well, they don't know what they miss. Anyway, he's our first 6-star Reaper guard. And would the power of 12 gauge and cube god make him a worthy unit? Let's find out. As a Reaper, Executor will attack all enemies in his range just like his 5-star version. His archetype is famous for being a good lane holder, taking out waves of enemies. And depending on the circumstances, a great survival unit. The biggest downside however, is that he is an enmity unit that can't be easily healed. And pretty much doomed against elemental damage. Although it becomes less of a threat if you got Altar. He can recover 50 HP for every target he attacks up to block count. Becoming one of the units to benefit the most from block count increase. You can also heal him by using regeneration healing. There's plenty of options. But the best one has to be a bard supporter, notably Sculptor. Or if you got Stainless, you can use his skill 3 turret. Not only for Executor to attack and heal, but since all of his skills are offensive recovery, you also effectively charge his skill each time he attacks. But there's a bit of a problem with using stainless turrets. All Executor skills use ammo mechanism. So you might waste Executor ammo by hitting the turret when there's no enemy present. Although it's pretty much manageable. Not to mention Executor can charge his SP quite fast. So stainless turret still brings more good than harm. Now this is his stats. For an offensive unit and someone who can't be easily healed, he got a balanced stats. But having 0 resistance will definitely cause a pain in arts heavy stages. Now this is his talent. Talent 1 is the most important talent he has. Not only is it a source of bigger damage by dealing double hit, but that double hit also means double healing, and double SP gain. By default it has a pretty small chance to trigger in his normal attack. But from my experience it will trigger at least once or twice. And don't worry if you think this talent is still mid. Because his module will significantly improve it. As for talent 2, it gives him more ammo for his skills if there are Laterano operators in the field. And thank God we got a bunch of Lateran in our roster. Interestingly he himself counts for this, so after E2 his skills pretty much got a permanent +1 ammo. Next up, this is his potential. I'd say he's pretty much fine without one. Then this is his module. Global players are very lucky, because you got his module right on his release, and got a broken version of him immediately. Currently all Reaper have an X module, which will increase their HP recovery from 50 to 60. And Executor got some buff to his attack, defense and attack speed. The base effect isn't all that game changing like a merchant or duelist. But the most interesting part of this module came from the upgrade effect. The upgrade will enhance his talent 1, giving it a bigger chance to trigger. And now add some defense ignore. The bigger activation chance will help improve the average of this talent to active in his normal attack, thus helping to gain SP faster. And that defense ignore will benefit him as a physical dealer, notably for his skill 3 that inflicts big damage and has lots of ammo. This module, specifically the upgrade, will turn him from an okay unit to an awesome unit. And I highly recommend you unlock and upgrade it if you build him. It is even considered you better get his module to at least level 2 first, before thinking about mastery. Or well, maybe do it at the same time if you got lots of mats lying around. Now let's talk about his skills. Keep in mind all of his skills are offensive recovery and using ammunition. So bring someone who can help him out with that. For example, Chen can help him gain some passive SP. Okay, skill 1 is his AFK skill. It gives him some buff, longer range and ignores some defense. It should stack with the defense ignore from his module, and dealing devastating blow to the enemy. The skill cycle is also very good. Without a doubt a good AFK skill to consider mastering. Then his skill 2. As you might have guessed, this one focused on increasing his survivability. It increases his defense, gains more block, which could mean more healing, and some chance to dodge and recover 1 ammo. Also gain some decent attack bonus. The aim to increase his survivability is welcomed, but this one is often overshadowed with his other skills, notably skill 3. Last but not least, his skill 3. It expands his range, got the biggest attack buff among his other skills, which will gradually become even bigger with each ammo used, and increasing his self-sustain by multiplying his healing from attacking a target. And if the damage is not enough, once he runs out of ammo, or you manually turn the skill off, the cube drone will rip apart the enemy, dealing massive physical damage. But keep in mind it only works to the target he already attacks or marked. This skill is considered one of the best physical damage skills in the game. The potential is simply amazing, especially once you got his module upgrade. It can clear multiple high defense targets with quite an ease. The downside is also not annoying. His interval barely feels any different, and 30 or 24 SP cost might be considered very big for offensive recovery. But luckily his talent 1 helped a lot in increasing the SP gain. Alright, now for skill mastery priority. No doubt the one that you will mostly use and gain more from mastery is skill 3. First of all, it decreases the SP cost, which really helps since it's an offensive recovery. At M1 the healing multiplier will turn from 2 to 3 times. And then there's the increase in damage. Other skills are pretty much fine in level 7, or get overshadowed by his skill 3. But some people do like his skill 1 for AFK, and that tends to be the secondary choice. Then this is his base skills. While working in the factory, he will increase XP card production, and increase the storage capacity. Could be awesome to partner with someone that increases productivity based on how much extra capacity. Like Vermeil for example. Well, finally they did design Executor with Vermeil in mind. So, should you get and build Executor Alter? Executor is a great physical AoE unit that can clear wave of high defense targets with ease, as well as having a good self-sustainability. That should fit him as a solo lane holder. But like the case of other enmity unit, his biggest downside is that he can't be easily healed. Usually in an advanced stages like CC, it's going to be very difficult to keep him alive. Unless you are enmity niche player, I suppose. And unlike the case of operator like Mountain or Texas Alter, he takes quite a high investment to be great. Typically you'll have to unlock and upgrade his module to get the most out of him. But this probably only become a problem for a newbie. And speaking of newbie, I think he's a decent unit for newbie to get. Great unit at Elite 1 to clear stages up to chapter 5 or 6. But in chapter 7 with tougher enemy you might want to consider to invest on him more. Lastly, if you watch this during his debut banger appeal is probably not too high. The new 5-star is hardly interesting, unless you're here for the waifu. And 2 upcoming banners will have a great operators options. Not to mention one being limited. That should be all. Adios.